Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Adam Friedland Show, a very, I'd say, unspecial episode. We're kind of in a time crunch here. We've been working all day long, and Adam has made himself sick of me. He's tired. He's got to go home and hang with his girlfriend. So what I did, because he wanted to do the episode tomorrow, I said, fuck it. Let's keep the advertisers happy. I'm going to go over to the stand, and the first comedian I see, I'm going to say, I'll give you $500 to come do the Adam Friedland Show. And I ran into Matthew Broussard.
Oh, hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Matthew Broussard to the Adam Friedland Show. So you have you have no idea what this is.
I've listened to Come Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a very, very good podcast. So.
Oh, thanks. So, are you familiar that Come Town is? Hold on. Just I might have to. I'm going to switch my mic here. So why don't you can continue saying that Come Town's good for like 30 seconds while I.
Come Town is good. Come Town is great. I listen to Come Town every day.
Yeah, maybe like more like personal.
I wear Come Town condoms.
Like something. Yeah. No, keep going.
I like
That's
it.
perfect.
It's free in a way I dream of being. It's funny. It's what people forgot comedy is, which is just. The word irreverent makes my dick shrivel. But, you know, when it's actually real, it's great. That's just, yeah, I'm a big fan to all you guys. And, y'all talked shit on me once on one episode.
Did we?
Yeah, it was nice, though.
Is this working? Is that one working? No, this sounds like it's worse than the other one. Hello? God damn it. I think all my cables are fucked up here. We talk shit on you on an episode?
Yeah.
Who said what?
I was going up against Zach and Miko on Roast Battle.
Oh, okay.
But it was, you just said you wanted me to lose, and that's fair. I also want Zach to win.
Well, yeah, because Zach's got nothing in his life.
Zach's got nothing in his life.
You're the 80s bully guy.
Yeah.
And you're actually a good comic. You know, it's funny because I remember you moved to Austin. We were both, just background, we're both Austin guys. And you moved to, I'm just going to have to make this work because this thing is fucked up. This is like way quiet. I don't know what the fuck's going on with all my cables. I was gone. Adam did a huge episode without me, which, you know, my ego aside, great. Smash hit. Everybody loves it. It's very funny.
Oh, no. It's like he's doing a Beyonce thing.
Yeah.
Proving he doesn't need the Destiny's Children.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But I knew he would fucking, he'd like, look at this.
What's wrong? Oh,
this looks like the back of a pretzel time.
Yeah.
Look what he did to
looks like an
this
underwear
thing.
drawer. Yeah, those are really, of thongs.
He made a mess of the wires, so all the mics are broken now, I guess. So, But anyways, no.
Sound quality doesn't matter. People don't care about sound quality.
They do. You'd be surprised. And then also with the old show, I would be like, fuck the quality. I don't really care. But with this, I'm trying to, I'm all about like absolution and negation. And I don't know what either of those words mean, but
I don't know what they mean either.
Yeah, the old show, I would, it's like low effort, fucking everything. The more
high reward.
The more it sucks, the better. And with this, it's like, balls to the wall, go make sure it sounds good.
Yeah.
Make sure, I get my my neurological issues sorted before I hit fucking record. But
you got good issues?
I don't know.
OCD? You can be OCD.
No, I'm definitely not OCD. Yeah, not at all. It's funny if people have ever suggested that, and it's like I have like shit on my pants. What do you mean? I'm like, I've been wearing the same clothes for like a fucking week. What do you mean, my OCD?
You get a lot done though, because I remember I saw you biking one time, and you were fixing your car and like shipping T-shirts. I was like, that's a man.
Well,
it's a real man.
It's somebody that just stays busy instead of thinking about things. But the
Austin.
Yes, Austin. Yeah, I remember you moved to Austin sort of after me, and Austin's like kind of everyone was always like. The vibe, what I hated about Austin is like they were just like once you did comedy for a year there, you got brought into this like into the scene, and then it was like they just had this shitty attitude to anyone that was new, like
really toxic. It's like that whole thing that's happened in the last 10 years where the real bullies are the nerds.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I remember everybody be like, Matthew Broussard, fuck this guy, and I was like, all right, I guess fuck this guy, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it was my friend saying it.
Yeah,
and then it was like, oh no, you're actually like a good comic. So
I appreciate that.
But yeah, no, I watched him do it to a couple of people.
Yeah, they just don't like. Yeah, they love like low effort comedy. They love at that time there was like they had their 10 minutes that only worked inside the perimeter. They couldn't perform at bar shows and like
right. Well,
suburban or rural areas.
Yeah, the Austin scene was kind of set up for like people at the time because like people would get their contest set ready.
Yeah,
and then they would spend the entire year thinking about the funniest person in Austin contest. And it's like, don't you want to be like a good comic?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be thinking about like writing more than 10 minutes of material and not trying to like hang out with the Comedy Central people?
Yeah.
In one time in April, and then you're just depressed for the rest of the year because you didn't get fucking
the semifinals.
Yeah, live at Gotham or fucking because they used to really hand shit to people in Austin.
They really did. And as a Houston comic, we were very angry about that.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I remember moving to Austin and I would go to. I remember, thinking like, because Austin had this reputation as being a great comedy scene or whatever. And I kind of stayed in Austin. I remember the first time I went to Dallas, I was blown away at how fucking good the comedians in Dallas were. I mean, it was unreal. Like Paul Varghese, fucking Mark Agee, Arian Pure was his name?
Aaron Arian.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Destiny Barr, Tone Bell,
right,
Nick Guerra. Yeah, just so many strong.
Yeah.
Usama Siddiqui. Really strong comics come out of there. Because they do like the bar shows. They go to places where it's kind of harder to do comedy, whereas the Austin comics were kind of coddled.
Well, they would write jokes. They would write jokes, whereas in Austin, and people would start with like, like this is what I want to sound like, and then I'll figure out the basics later.
Yeah.
So I remember, and then, not only were all the Dallas comics very funny, they were all jacked. All of them were like, they were all just mad. I remember going to one show, and it's like, is everyone on this show a fucking firefighter? I don't understand why they're all just massive guys.
Hardy people.
Yeah.
There's another thing about Austin that someone pointed out to me later was that there was an alt scene and there was the club, and the club booked the best alt comics. So there was no divide between alt and club. So there was that was their core clique that got to like cast you aside.
Yeah.
They go in their little Facebook groups and be like, we're nixing this person.
Yeah.
And usually alt and club are good because they check each other.
Yeah.
Because whenever you hang around doing comedy for a while, you get some loser tagging along your group that you like, but no one will admit publicly they're a bad comic, and that's when the other group comes in. Like,
I think it was just it's like a group. I mean, Austin suffered from getting that attention because people want to go. It used to be Austin was a cool place.
Yeah, it really was
like 15 years ago. So people wanted the Comedy Central wanted to go hang out there. The fucking bookers for JFL wanted to go hang out there. And that's why Austin comics got booked for these things. It's not because they're better comics. It's just because
the spotlight happened to land there.
It's because it's a cooler place to hang out than fucking Dallas.
Yeah.
So Comedy Central's not going there.
You spend much time in Houston?
No. Honestly, I don't think I've ever performed in Houston.
It's a great fucking city.
I'll be there.
It's ugly.
I'll be there in like 3 weeks.
Oh, where are you doing?
Houston Improv.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's an awesome, the best food.
Yeah.
It's diverse. It's got NASA, the world's biggest medical district. And one of it has and all the oil companies. So you have like really educated people.
No, I never understood that. They launched the spaceships from Florida, but then Houston is like the mission control center.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what they do. I mean, that's what Cape Canaveral's in Florida.
Well, you know why they do that,
and then
right?
They go, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. You know why they launched from Florida?
No.
Closer to the equator has higher rotational velocity.
Okay.
If they could do it out of Kenya, it would be the best place.
Initially, you acted like you didn't even know that they were doing it in Florida, and then you have the exact reason why.
I know why they do it in Florida. I have no idea why Houston's posted up at all. I have no... Yeah. It's not like there's like many good schools around there.
It's got to be...
Like
I guarantee you it's some like fucking bureaucratic federal government bullshit where...
Or some oil baron.
Yeah, Houston like had some bid with NASA, and then they had to fucking build the mission control center there or something.
Yeah,
but that would fuck me up as a kid is because they would go, Houston, we have a problem, and they launch it in Florida. I'm like, well, who the fuck is Houston? I thought that was a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't understand that it was like, it's in a different.
Also, no way it's Houston. It's probably like Katy or Humble. I doubt the like NASA. I don't know.
We're getting real deep into Texas stuff here.
Fuck yeah! Let's switch to Tennessee.
Yeah,
so let's mix it up so people don't get too lost.
I remember being. When I was a call center guy. I had a fucking you talk to these fucking retards that live. They have dial-up that live outside of Houston.
To help them with their tech needs.
Their dial-up, I guess. It was a call center. It was like a technical support for
that sounds like such hell.
for like free dial-up companies.
Yeah.
For the place to be in the back of like guns and ammo, there'd be a fucking CD-ROM that would get you on the internet.
Jesus. I hear my mom call those people sometimes, and I just feel so bad for the other person. She's so stupid at that.
It is the worst job in the world. I could not drink enough. I would be blackout drunk, and I'd be like, I can't stand being at work.
Do they berate you?
I could probably how drunk I got, I could probably get raped violently by a group of people. And obviously later it would cause massive amounts of trauma. But in the moment, I'd be like, whatever, I'm being fucking raped, you know?
Yeah, it just feels
who cares?
cozy.
But that job, no. I'm like fucking looking at the clock. I'm like, maybe I'll just fucking clock out now. Maybe I couldn't handle it. It sucked dick. But
Did you do it drunk?
What?
Could you do it? Did you do it drunk?
Well, I worked from home, so...
Nice.
Yeah,
that was back before that was a thing.
Yeah, no, you work for a while, you graduate and then, I would just start drinking at like 10 a.m.
Jesus.
And it was when I lived with Chris Cubis.
In Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, I would take calls, and there would be guys from outside Houston. And there was a guy I was talking to one time, and he's like, well, I'm in Conroe. Where are you at?
Conroe.
And I'm like, I'm in Austin. And he's like, Austin? Well, I feel bad for you. And they act like it's...
Yeah, I posted a video about Austin.
Like I'm just like in a trans bathroom, a giant.
Right. They're like, Austin's a liberal shithole, fucking welfare state. It's not Texas.
Yeah.
Now it's the Bay.
Now it sucks for different reasons.
Very different reasons. It sucked. It sucked in a lot of different ways.
Well, you know, it's funny that those guys ended up being right about Austin.
That it was.
That it turned. Well, now what Austin is now is what they always were like. Oh, that's what Austin is.
It's a bunch of me's. It's a bunch of dudes who look like me, a bunch of tech bros running around. They actually did take. They should have kept me out.
You know what?
It's
rich Texas women with like their dad's oil face going to Equinox.
Yeah,
you know, just like women that look like Jeb Bush.
Yeah,
you know.
That's always because I went to a private school in Atlanta, and my parents always like told me. Whenever I was like feeling like I didn't fit in, they were like, "You have to understand, these families have generational wealth. So it's the richest guy marrying the prettiest girl, and then their kids are rich and pretty, and then their kids will find either the richest guy or the prettiest girl, and they're just genetically better than you. It's a kennel club that you can't compete with. But every now and then, you're right, you'd see that old." Or whatever plantation baron face on a young woman.
Yeah,
and always bleach blonde hair.
Is that better? No, this thing is dead. I fucking killed the board. Yes, and well, they get inbred like Habsburgs or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they really start to look fucked up at a certain point.
Yeah, they always talk about like poor people being inbred. Rich people do it too.
Yeah,
because they want to keep it in line.
Well, rich women from generational wealth, they get that fucking like thin-lipped kind of William F. Buckley mouth.
Oh yeah, looks like a bird. Yeah.
Yeah, less like a bird, more like like a little dinosaur or something, like a proto fucking bird.
Yeah.
Back when they were all flightless.
Also, it's kind of unfair that we put inbreeding just on white people. I have this theory that white people are just uptight about race that we're afraid to assume.
I figured out what the problem was.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I had a like the decibel cut on this one. So.
Just in time for my racist theory.
Let's hear it. The racist theory about why rich people do what now?
No, why white people inbreeding is such a that's what white people do. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I think every race does it. I think white people are just afraid to ask people of another race if they're related.
Yeah,
or like, I don't want to assume they're brother and sister because that'd be racist. Yeah, and then they just get away with incest.
Yeah, it's like how do they know? Because they all look so similar. You know what I mean?
Do you have inbreeding in your family?
I don't think so. I would imagine that I have inbreeding in my family. I don't even know.
Probably. I mean, my grandparents were second cousins. I learned at my grandma's funeral. They met at a reunion. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And my dad's. Those were the Jews. Mm. Those were like Jews from Lithuania who came over in the 20s. Yeah,
Jews,
to get away from the.
Why is it only the Lithuanian Jews that escaped? It seems like every Jew is either Lithuanian or Russian or like some kind of dog shit desert thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It'd be like
because all the other
the guy that's like, I'm Jewish. It's like, no, you're a cab driver. You don't.
The Sephardic?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Well, they never got as persecuted. They just stayed in the desert. Because, the Jews split up. A bunch of Jews went to Europe or the Caucasus Mountains, and then they mostly bred with white people. So as long as the mother was Jewish, they stayed Jewish. So
it's so funny because if you weren't Jewish and you were saying all of these things, people would be like, "This is the most racist." This is one of those like Richard Spencer guys.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because you look like a fascist.
I look very racist. Yeah, I look like an old money racist. Yeah,
yeah,
like the one who like organizes a rally but doesn't show up. Jews. So Jews inbred a lot because their population bottlenecked so much. And then Cajuns, which is my dad's side, apparently like 300 Cajuns originally. So Cajuns were the French Canadians who were expelled from Acadia.
So your dad's like a Cajun Jewish guy.
He's not Jewish.
Oh,
he's just straight trash Cajun. But he was like autistic and really good at chemistry.
I was imagining like a Hasidic Jewish guy. And then it's like, how is his son like the fucking like Gregory Marmalade? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get that reference, but
it's the bad guy from.
What about Jefferson Darcy? Does that work?
Marmalade is Marmalade fucking Revenge of the Nerds or Animal House?
I know the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I can picture him. Yeah.
Why the fuck can't I remember that? So this is what I mean by neurological problems.
Yeah.
How the fuck can I remember the name Gregory Marmalade, and I can't remember whether it's Animal House or Revenge of the Nerds.
I remember all of the lyrics to all of the theme songs from the cartoons growing up.
It's Animal House.
Remember. Yeah.
Greg Marmalade is the bad guy in Animal House.
Oh yeah. He was like a surfer. I think I went on a Wikipedia binge on him. He was like a surfer who dropped out of college.
Yeah.
No, I look French, so I just got all my dad's French genes. But the Cajuns got kicked out of Acadia, and they all moved down to Louisiana. And apparently there were like 300 of them originally, and now they've spawned hundreds of thousands. So like, if you go up my family tree, you see Broussards in every direction.
So that is like that is inbreeding.
They're very inbred, yeah.
It's sort of the source.
And not very healthy, not very educated. And then Beyonce is a descendant of the Broussard. There was like one Broussard who like led the rebellion, Joseph Broussard. Yeah. He was like our hero, and then like his great granddaughter is Beyonce. So that's not a fun story about why she's
So it's technically illegal for you to fuck Beyonce
because
it's incest.
Oh yes, yeah. That's the only thing holding me back.
Yeah. So whenever people are like, would you fuck Beyonce? You're like, well, yeah, obviously we've talked about it. Yeah. We're related, so
our kids would come out beautiful.
Yeah.
And
do you think she's hot? Would you fuck Beyonce?
Yes, but
That's
I'm not
weird.
not like jaw dropped over her.
You would think that your brain would be like, oh, gross, no, because she's black. No, because you're racist. No. Because you're related.
No, because she's half white. It's okay.
Yeah.
Or whatever part white.
Now, do you think you're on the black side or the white side?
What's that?
Do you think you're on the black side or the white side
of Beyonce's
You got to be
history?
careful with a black. Like if you go,
I'm on the slave owner side.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Go tell a black person I'm actually related to Beyonce.
It's not fun.
Yeah,
and I do a bit on stage about how there's no famous Cajuns, and I'm except for like Ellen DeGeneres, I'm so afraid someone's going to shout Beyonce. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah, I remember reading a black girl one time, and like she was black. This girl was dark. And her last name was like Giambattista or something, and it was like it's wild to imagine just a fucking WAP slave owning family at some point in the past.
Yeah,
they're like, dude, you did the fucking spaghetti wrong.
Yeah,
how do you fuck up a ragu? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, because, they're
why I oughta.
The reason Italians are racist now is because they never got that. None of them had
He doesn't
slaves.
use a whip. He whips off his Gucci belt and uses that instead. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why they've maintained. I don't think any Italians actually owned.
There were Jewish slave owners. I looked this up. I did a show in Georgia.
You ain't got to tell me, pal.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Oh, really?
I didn't know. I did a show in Georgia one time, and it was like a really Republican country club crowd on the coast, and political ideologies were up for clash, but the show went fine anyway. And I talked about the South being anti-Semitic, and some guy comes up afterwards. He was like, Benjamin Greenberg. I don't know if you know that. I'm making that, but Benjamin Greenberg. I'm like, who was that?
I would love it, but he had an actual name of a Jewish slave owner.
No, he had a name of the first Jewish senator who was on the side of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we're not proud of him.
I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and pretend that he was just preparing for Jeopardy, but had never watched the show. Yeah. Had no idea what kind of questions they asked. Yeah.
Racist Jews
like,
for 400.
Katie, I'll come to dinner in a minute. I'm memorizing all the Jew slave owners so I can win Jeopardy and finally buy us a slave of our own.
That's funny, man. I did a park show during the pandemic.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I did a park show during the pandemic, and I was like closing out this park show. It was going like decently well for a park show.
Yeah.
And I did.
How
10
excited
minutes.
were those Shakespeare in the Park fags for coronavirus? They finally, they're like, oh, this is going to come back.
Yeah.
I'm finally going to be the next Robin Williams or whoever the fuck did that.
It's my time to shine.
Because people, like famous people, it sounds like started off at Shakespeare in the Park, I think.
Yeah, but I bet during the pandemic, like Alec Baldwin was like, let me do it. That was the thing. The pandemic, a bunch of people like lowered, like movie stars started doing TV shows, theater comics started doing clubs, so maybe they got edged out right away.
Yeah, Tom Cruise had a job at Journeys. He got bumped all the way down there.
Fuck, a tough guy with his size 4 shoes. Mm-hmm. Did this park show. I had done like 10 minutes, and I was like, I said, I'm Jewish. Any Jews in the audience? And a couple people raised their hand. I go, oh, you're Jewish, you're Jewish, you're Jewish, you're Jewish. Cool. And the last girl was black, and I'm like, it's Brooklyn. I'm not going to make anything out of it. And she was, and then as I started the joke, she goes, bet you didn't expect a black girl to be Jewish. I was like, oh, cool. Which side? Mom's side, both sides? She was like,
she Ethiopian?
She was Ethiopian Jew. I'm like, oh, cool. That's great. Yeah. And I tried to start my set. She was like, you're very racist. I was like, I didn't talk about race. She was like, white people can't be Jews. The only white people that are Jews were actually a group of white Caucasians.
So she's like a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah. And she was spouting this whole thing about...
Meanwhile, I guarantee you the most racist white guy in the room was like, Preach. Fucking church, sister.
Dude, the horseshoe spectrum is real.
Yeah.
You go all the way to one extreme, they all sound alike.
Right.
And the funny part, she didn't even look
I
Ethiopian.
guarantee you cannot find a single like Nazi. There is not a single far-right guy in the world who has anything but absolute love in his heart for the black Israelites.
Dude.
There's not a single one that's like, fuck these guys. They all love them.
You know who David Duke is?
Yeah.
So the guy before him with that role?
Mm-hmm. Benjamin Greenspan.
Yeah, that's right. Is that a Jew?
Yeah, whatever his
No,
name
I guess
was.
he can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're calling back. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. He said about the black Israelites, like, oh, yeah, they're the black version of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Basically.
It's so great. My brother he saw them on a corner one time. He was like, oh, like other Jews. And he started talking to him. He was like, oh, this is a weird corruption of like eugenic racial purity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. But I mean, I respect them because they're trolls.
Yeah. That's all they are.
I gotta do a little ad read real quick here. Today's episode is brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie.ag. And so are you an NFL guy?
Sure.
Are you?
No.
Oh, damn. I was going to ask you. I don't give a fuck about anything anymore. So I don't like...
college ball for me.
Yeah, the campaign... Well, I guess you can bet on that. So if there's big... What are you betting on? You bet?
I'll bet on Alabama just for safety.
Okay, well, you can bet on Alabama at mybookie.ag. And so here's the copy. I'll just read the copy. Sorry, Joey. If Adam were here, he'd put a little more ass bone into this. While the Chargers/Chiefs prepare for a battle of the AFC West on Thursday night, prepare your winning season at mybookie.ag. Some like to bet to earn and some bet to make the season more exciting. Either way, MyBookie gives you the most for your money with a double deposit bonus. It's quick and easy. A $250 deposit puts $500 in your account instantly, and you can use your funds to bet on as many games, contests, and props as you want. To claim your bonus, register today and use promo code either Cometown or Cometown20, or I think maybe the Adam Friedland Show or TAFS20 or the Adam Friedland Show 20. I forget. Me and Joey had a conversation, I guess, about changing the promo code. I can't. It's one of those. And I don't know if we settle on anything. So do that, and it's designed to add more excitement to the games and sports you love. That's promo code, whatever it is, to double your money up to $1,000 with MyBookie. It's only week 2 of the NFL season, which means there's still plenty of time to get in on the action. Don't miss out. Begin your winning season today exclusively at MyBookie. So, yeah, what are you betting on?
I'm betting on Alabama.
Alabama.
SEC all the way.
Now, is that based on your personal, like, emotional connection to Alabama, or do you think they're a better team to win?
I just think they're the best team.
Oh, okay.
Because it's all they do down there.
Win.
Yeah, it's football.
Yeah.
SEC. They breed for it. They select for it.
But Alabama isn't the only school in the South.
No, but it's like they have nothing else going. Like Georgia has like technology and film, and Florida has tourism, and Alabama they have NASA.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I remember stopping at a gas station in Alabama. It could have been Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure it was Alabama. And I've spent very limited time in Alabama.
Yeah.
And I was in there, and it was like, is this the English language that people are speaking?
Yeah. Which is worse, Mississippi or Alabama?
I think they're both kind of on par. They're the same shape. They're just like one. It's like New Hampshire and Vermont.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like they just wed. They're like, this is two things.
Yeah, I haven't done comedy. There's only 6 states I haven't done comedy in, and those are the last 2.
Vermont.
Those are 2 of them. No, Mississippi and Alabama I haven't performed in.
Okay. I performed in Mississippi. I actually had a great time in Mississippi.
Yeah. I figure the cities in those places are really cool. Like some of the coolest cities you ever go to are like blue little bubbles in red states because they feel like they have to like make up for everything going on around them. Except West Virginia.
I don't know. I think a lot of them suck actually. Like I heard, what is it? Mobile? Is that the big city?
Mobile? Yeah. Huntsville, Mobile.
I was told that is a absolute shithole. Biloxi.
Oh yeah,
sucks dick apparently.
That's where my family's from, Alabama. So half my mom's side.
It's a shame because Biloxi's a great name.
Yeah, it is. They got fun names down there. All the Native Americans they wiped out.
But they have
stuff after them.
more fun names because Jersey's got a lot of Native American. Jersey's some of the names in that fucking state are absolutely retarded.
Like what?
Like Mawa or Rahway or Hoo. Isn't there one? There's a Jersey town that's like who. It's like Ho-Ho-Coon.
Well, they're like a mix in New Jersey. It's like either like Westminstershire or like Macomawalk. The Midwest has a lot of Native American named cities, and they're very white. Waukesha. That was Waukesha when I went there one time.
Hoo-Coon, I think. Oh, God damn it. New Jersey. It's like Ho-Ho, New Jersey.
Wait, is Hoboken?
Hoboken's probably also...
Connecticut's Native American.
Ho-Ho-Coos? Yeah. Ho-Hocus? Is that...
Oh, yeah, because a lot of the Secaucus.
Yeah, but it's spelled Ho-Ho-Kus.
That's really dumb.
Yeah, Ho-Hocus.
Ho-Hocus.
Yeah.
But
but Secaucus, that's another dumb one.
Those are like really what they consider a city in the Northeast is so much smaller than what they consider a city in the South. Like Mobile is like, you just drive through little towns in New Jersey. There's so many little ones in Alabama. What's the worst state?
The worst state in the world?
In America.
Hard to say. I mean, I know Florida gets a lot of shit, but Florida has a lot of good things. Florida's got a lot of good stuff.
And a big problem with Florida is that they have like some open police blotter thing. That's where Florida Man comes from. It's not that they have more crime. It's just that they're allowed to publish anything, supposedly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, you got a lot of Florida facts.
Yeah,
but that's like weird shit.
I feel like a compulsive liar because I have like claims to so many states. But my brother went to Florida, my aunt and uncle.
But I know a lot of people that live in a lot of states. And I'm not like, it's actually the because it's closer to the equator, the tidal winds. Like I don't know that kind of shit about.
Well, I have like no social skills in my brain, so I have a lot of room for unimportant facts. So it's nice.
So what were you saying? What do you think the worst state is?
West Virginia seems up there.
No, see. I disagree with you there.
Okay.
West Virginia is top 5. West Virginia is
people or
place? The people are nice, but the as a place it's very poor, but it's a beautiful state.
There's like a lot of good music comes out of there, like a lot of bluegrass and like country. They write about West Virginia.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Then I put Alabama, Mississippi.
Probably the most famous, and I've told this anecdote on the show a billion times, but the John Denver song, not really particularly. It's probably the most famous. Like cultural touchstone as far as related to West Virginia, and they love
Take Me Home.
Yes, Country Roads. And
wait, was West Virginia the one that like sat out of the Civil War? That's why they.
I think they were just. It was just a part of Virginia during the Civil War. There was no West Virginia yet.
Oh, I thought the Civil War created West Virginia or something like
that. Maybe something like that.
Which is weird because I would imagine West Virginia is now more racist than Virginia.
Is it? I don't think it's more racist.
Look
I think
up the most racist states.
Yeah, it's just very poor. But no, I adore West Virginia.
I think. Yeah, Mississippi, Alabama, though. Worst ones.
The worst states, you think?
I think so. They rank pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll defend. How much time have you spent in West Virginia?
Oh, I just drove through. I'm fascinated by it. I really want to go there.
Yeah,
but it was
it's really pretty.
I think I went to Wheeling, and it was just so poor. Like, there were, like, empty buildings on the riverfront.
Yeah, it's very sad. I mean, like, the level of poverty there. I mean, like, West Virginia has towns where, I mean, it's like similar, like, people talk about, like, Flint, but there's plenty of places in West Virginia where they just don't have, you can't drink the water. They just don't have.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, a ballad of Billy the Kid. That's a Billy Joel song from a town known as Wheeling, West Virginia, is the opening lyric. So
he writes a lot about. He kind of just shits on places.
Yeah,
he does that. He shits on women and places, and he just gets a pass for it. And then the people there love it. I mean, like, Allentown, famously.
Yeah, when you're not
that
shouted
song
out.
He's like, fuck Allentown. This place sucks dick, and no one has a fucking job, and everyone wants to kill themselves. It used to be cool. Maybe back during World War II, when the only other thing going on was the fucking Holocaust. But other than that, this place sucks. And then he plays that song in Allentown, and they're like, yeah, fuck us. Fuck this fucking town.
Just acknowledge us, please.
Yeah. And it's weird because only a couple, like, artists get to do that. And it's weird because the Billy Joel is largely seen as sort of like, I feel he's in a very earnest, very earnest, very like, kind of like accessible, feel good kind of music. And he just shits on places and people.
Yeah.
He's very cynical about people.
When you're not from a big town, though, you're just happy. Because I spent 10 years in Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
And I was just happy to hear the name, even if people were shitting on it. I'm like, hey, people acknowledge our existence. That's kind of that place could be better.
Yeah. So you're from Corpus Christi just like your entire childhood?
Ages 3 to 13, and then Georgia.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that. Corpus that's like a weird place to be from.
It's a weird place to be from. Yeah. A lot of people don't make it out. It's like just cozy. It's just enough of they think they're a city until you leave. Like, I didn't know.
It's barely I thought it was supposed to be a beach town, and it's barely.
It's the ugliest. It's on the bay, and the bay is all like Gulf oil. The water is dark green. It's the color of the wall.
Yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't seem to progress.
Yeah.
It has one airport that flies to Houston and Dallas. That's it. And it's 300,000 people. We had Selena. Selena was born.
Selena.
Selena wasn't born there. She was killed there.
They got a 2-story Whataburger.
Oh yeah,
that's a big
near
thing.
The statue of Selena.
They also have. Oh, no, this is not even important. I just did a show there, and they had an Outback Steakhouse.
We were really excited when we got a Cracker Barrel. That was a big fucking deal.
Yeah. No, I remember at that Outback Steakhouse getting the bloomin' onion, and then also the bloomin' onion, the bloomin' burger.
What is that? What's that have, like, bloomin' onion
on it?
They
put the bloomin' onion on a burger, basically.
You're a healthy guy.
At the time, I mean, those were. I was like hosting for Lucas Melendez, and then fucking Bryson was featuring.
Oh, yeah.
And, I kind of just went along for the ride. And then had to sleep on the floor of the hotel room after getting trashed all night at the show. I don't even remember the show. Yeah, those were gay times. Doing
I don't know if it was Corpus. It might have been you that soured your picture of Corpus.
No, well, maybe. I mean, it was like, I would have gotten drunk anywhere, but... Yeah, it's like this. It's like, we get there. You like in your head, you're like, yeah, I'm a comic and I'm on the road, and then you're like, this is the shittiest bar show.
Yeah,
like even I wouldn't do this if it was in the town I lived in.
I did that in Houston. We would go on runs. I never got to do them, but they did the Valley. They would do like the border, like run along the border and do shows there, and that was hell shows. I did Paris, Texas once.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where my girlfriend's parents got married, I think.
To that movie?
To that movie.
They got married to that
I don't know
movie?
the movie Paris, Texas.
It's weird that people don't get married to things, They fuck two things, but nobody marries two things.
Yeah, they always said, with gay marriage, like, we're worried people are going to start marrying their horses. I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could list it as dependent.
Do you think do you think we're headed that way? Do you think people will marry their horses?
I don't know, man. It's gotten, like, that whole... I support gay marriage. I support all those things, but it's crazy how much it's escalated since the. I guess my biggest fear is like people being able to identify as more than one person. I'm not saying like non-binary, what I don't give a fuck about that, but like someone's gonna be like, I get to count myself twice on this voter form or something. Like I'm afraid we're gonna, because the fundamental notion is the idea of the individual. Every one of us is one person. That's the only thing we can really count. You can't, your soul can't be two things. But what if like someone's just like, no, I call myself two people, and I'm going to be married to myself because we're two different people.
And your fear in that is that it'll fuck up the census.
Yeah, I like math.
Oh, okay.
I really like math, and I hate when people do stuff that fucks with math.
That might be more fascist than just being like, yeah, blacks are a lesser race.
Yeah, I will do a lot of horrible things in the name of good data.
You know who else who liked math is the people that built the adding machines that counted up all the Jews during the Holocaust, who were probably, those are worse people.
Yeah, but it was probably, they probably got Jews to do it.
Yeah.
Against other Jews, which made them even worse.
Yeah.
They weren't just Germans who loved their job, they were Jews.
You can always find a backstabber in any group.
Yeah, I bet there were.
Yeah.
I wonder if there were Jews that played ball in the Holocaust, and they were like, we'll get you a sweet deal out of this.
Oh, I thought you meant like, was there a basketball team at Auschwitz?
Oh, fucking.
Yeah, that's what when you said that.
Good ups.
I forgot that played ball is an expression.
Oh, play ball. Oh, yeah, like like crooked politicians.
Yeah, I was imagining like a really shitty movie about like an upstart kind of. They're like, yeah, we may be in the death camp, but that doesn't mean we can't be the best damn.
Yeah, the Auschwitz Bobcats.
Yeah, just like slap shot, but with Holocaust basketball. They're like, look, we're all gonna fucking die. We might as well be the most violent basketball team.
Oh yeah, fucking
in Poland.
throwing elbows. Yeah.
You ever see that movie Slapshot?
No.
Great movie.
God, I don't know any of your references today.
Well, the Holocaust was there was 6 million Jews. But
that didn't happen, right? It's disputed.
I mean, I think it happened personally.
Personally? Okay.
Yeah, personally, I believe in the Holocaust, but I also still believe in Santa. So,
So the Holocaust is as real as Santa.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Why? What happens? You die after you say that?
If you say that 3 times, the Holocaust happens again.
Interesting. So it's like a Candyman. What's it? Candyman or is it Bloody Mary? What was the blood? Do you remember Bloody Mary?
No, what was Bloody Mary?
I don't know.
Candyman was you say 3 times.
Yeah.
We said it twice, so we shouldn't say it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a Bloody Mary. His girls would be like, if you say Bloody Mary in the bathroom 3 times, the lights go out and the mirror fills with blood. It's like, shut up, you dumb bitch. That's not what happens.
All those dumb superstitions. It's like astrology.
And women stay believing that shit. You think they'd stop, but they continue with that throughout their whole lives.
Are you superstitious?
No.
I do one thing. I judge people who are superstitious, but I say rabbit.
I don't even believe in like actual provable causality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I can't be like, oh, if I carry this lucky totem, something will happen. I don't believe it. I'm like, oh, if I drink and drive, something bad will happen. Even though it's demonstrably true that something bad will eventually happen. You're more likely, but to me, nah.
No.
So how could I be superstitious?
I believe that.
I think I can continue. I think I can smoke cigarettes for 20 years, and if I quit now, that it's like, well, you only get cancer if you smoke.
Dude.
Until you get cancer.
Have I told you about these?
What is that? Zyn?
Zyn. It's nicotine. Non-tobacco nicotine pouches. So it's like snooze, but there's no tobacco. Mm-hmm. And it's very addictive. I don't recommend getting started. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I just bought these at a gas station one day. Mm-hmm. And I've tried to quit 3 times now. And they don't know. They don't know if it's bad for you. Right now, there's no proof that it is bad for you. But I also understand that those industries will spend a lot of money to hide that information. Mm-hmm. So I am the guinea pig. I am the experiment.
Well, that's why like the vaping stuff. Like they didn't think the internet was going to be bad for people. Now that's like
it's maybe the worst one.
Yeah.
Like looking at social media now, like this is. Have you seen the stuff that got released with like the whistleblower?
With the Google whistleblower, the guy that dresses like fucking Willy Wonka and the kid that he turned into a blueberry.
What's
that fucking guy? The guy that was the guy that was like, Google made an AI that's real. And everyone was like talking about it seriously for a week, and then a picture of the guy came out, and everyone just stopped talking about it.
Oh yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah. I'm not worried about AI because even if AI gets really smart, it doesn't have motivation.
Yeah.
So
what were you talking about?
So someone at Instagram like released internal documents. Maybe it was Facebook of like they knew the addictiveness of it. They knew that that they only make money off of clicks and views. There's no quality control.
Yeah.
So if you make things as upsetting as possible, people can't log off. And if they get angry enough, they leave comments. And if they leave comments, they see more ads. They knew all of this and they acted off of it, which is, not surprising, but just to see them explicitly say this in their internal memos, you're like, oh, you're as bad as the cigarette companies. You're as bad as, I also think like junk food companies hopefully will one day look at them as being as evil as tobacco was, as the global warming denying oil companies are.
You think that it will look at the social media or the internet as a whole?
Social media more, because YouTube can be good.
Yeah.
You can find good shit on YouTube.
But that is social media.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
Yeah. Sorry,
what would be the bad internet that's not social media?
I almost forgot. Today's episode is also brought to us by Super Speciosa, which hopefully that's still their fucking name, because they changed the name in a lot. Super Speciosa is a Kratom website. You go to superspeciosa.com, where they offer lab tests since 2016. They've been perfecting certifiably reliable ways to bring your Kratom as it was intended, unadulterated, untouched, uncompromised. And they got, look, have you ever had Kratom?
No, is it fun?
No.
I'm down to try.
Well, let's say this: it's not fun, but it works.
What is it supposed to do?
It's like I don't know, it's some weird like jungle drug that fucking like poachers chew. But then some fucking, I'm assuming a tech guy figured out that you could import it. And so now there's all these Kratom companies, and they dry it out. They give it to you. It's like a powder. It's like a dirt, basically.
Does it make you trip? Does it make you energetic? Does it make you chill?
It's and I don't know if you're supposed to say this, but because I think they've explicitly told me not to, but it feels like taking a Percocet and having a cup of coffee.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It's mellow.
Really pleasant.
It's mellow. Some people have said that it makes them nauseous, but I kind of associate that nausea with taking painkillers. So it's like a familiar, I'm like, oh, I'm nauseous. That means this is working.
Yeah. Like when I take acid, I get jittery and cold. I'm like, ooh, it's about to get fun.
Yeah. So since 2016, they've been perfecting certifiably reliable ways to bring you Kratom as it was intended. I already read that part. They got a yellow one. That's the White Mang Da. White Mang Da. That sounds kind of...
Sounds like a city in New Jersey.
Well, yeah. Yes. Now it's my turn to say that's very funny instead of laughing. Yeah, White Mang Da. But it sounds like an Asian guy being like, White Man Die.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like a character that a white guy
White Man
does.
Die. Yeah, right.
That would get him in trouble now.
They got the red Bali, and they've got the green Malay. And so you can get all of these as a powder if you're, if you're a, let's call it a more enthusiastic user. Mm-hmm. You can do the move where you take fucking 4 giant tablespoons and dump them in the fucking cup and swirl around. They only recommend taking a much smaller amount. But
is it a drink?
Yeah, you drink it. Coffee? They also come with capsules and like these little tabs that are just the powder pressed into like a Smarties, basically.
Well, Nick, you sold me.
Yeah, and the capsules, those those are a little more convenient if you don't like the taste necessarily. Mm-hmm. That's the way to go. Now you get 20% off your first order. I think just by clicking here, but they have some special order. If you use promo code CUMTOWN or CUMTOWN20, you can figure it out. You can order Super Speciosa and get some kind of discount. I forget what it is exactly, but it is good. And this is from the American Kratom Association, qualified vendor. I have no idea what that is either.
Oh, yeah.
American Kratom Association, but it meets their standards. So if it was a collection of people so dedicated to whatever this fucking shit is that they formed a kennel club, basically,
and they sit around taste testing it.
Yeah, then it's they got high standards. So
what was the shit we smoked in college because weed wasn't legal?
I don't know. I didn't go to college and smoke stuff.
You didn't?
No. Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean, swag or K2?
Maybe it was K2. What is K2? It's not weed, but it was legal, and it was not weed legal for long.
No, I was just gonna bring
salvia.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. When I moved to Texas, It was the only thing that I had never seen it until I moved down there, but I was blown away. You can get an ounce of like shitty weed for like $60 in Texas, which had been a thing I had never seen. So maybe is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about something that's not?
I'm talking
even
about
weed?
salvia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which you could buy at gas stations, and it was highly unregulated.
Could you buy salvia at gas stations? I thought
you could buy it. It was more legal.
I've actually never done salvia, but I was under the impression it was like, it was you take a hit and then you hold it and then you're gone. You like lose consciousness.
Yeah.
It's like way more intense than weed.
Yeah, but very short, I think.
Yeah.
What's the one that you smoke and you get high for a minute and it's like super trippy?
DMT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. Do you still do you avoid drugs
No,
now?
yeah, all of that like really hallucinatory or psychoactive shit. Like really, I have no interest in doing any of that.
You don't have fun with it?
No, really. Since I quit drinking 10 years ago, the only thing I would do is cocaine, and then I kind of went off the rails last year, and then as of February, I haven't done any cocaine. But last year, I was doing it like fucking every other day for.
It's expensive.
I was just around, dude. I think cumulatively in 2021, I probably spent like $500 on cocaine.
That's not much.
Yeah, it was just fucking constantly around.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was all over the city, dude. Like everyone,
It's making a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, especially it seemed like when people found out there was fentanyl in it, that people started doing it more.
Yeah, it's scary, dude. It's
yeah,
killing a lot of people.
It was funny because like and I've like made this point, but going into the pandemic. Like, if you're like, I felt like, look, you shut the economy down, you take people out of work, they're going to be home, like drug deaths are going to go up. And it's not my like, I had them for it, like people predicted that, yeah, drug deaths are going to fucking go up. And you imagine drug deaths going up and you think like, yeah, the guy that lost his job at Walmart doing, fucking heroin out in the woods.
Yeah, he's making $500 a week doing nothing.
Yeah, and then I look around, like me and all of my friends are just now fucking just drug addicts.
Yeah.
There's all these warnings about like, oh, there's fentanyl in the coke. There was a comedian's. I remember there was remember some girl and like 3 comics out in L.A. They died from like fentanyl, and then I think I was like,
in the Blowfish's house.
Yeah, I think I went out and did drugs that night. It's like you just don't like. I didn't even think about it, but.
I don't fuck with cocaine. I have gotten more substance dependent, like in the last year or two.
The pandemic was very weird, and it's like I don't, and I think a lot of the problem is that like nobody really made any kind of like good like pandemic art. Nobody's really done anything that really addresses like on an emotional level the sort of shared trauma of the last 2 years, and because it was this global thing that everyone was subjected to, no one was exempted from COVID.
It was really horrible.
It's like, and that's kind of like, certainly in the scope of modernity, like unparalleled. There's, we haven't had like a global fucking plague like that, so highly condensed, regardless of like the, like fatality rate of COVID or whatever. COVID was this global kind of shared trauma that affected everyone's life. And because it affects everyone, there's no way to really think about like what is the impact of that on me, or as an individual, because it's like a fish in water.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, you don't notice. I mean, it took a toll on me.
Yeah,
I think that's why part of why I started doing nicotine. I started doing more acid, though I don't think acid's a terrible thing. Therapy became really popular.
Yeah,
a lot of little things have changed that I forgot. Like therapy is like super popular now. It's the I just
went to see a therapist yesterday.
First time?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, here and there, I've gone to a therapist for the quote unquote the first time, like maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. But I think I'm going to try and like just stick with it this time, mainly because it's like I'm so busy these days that I have to like outsource my introspection. I feel like I really do not have the time to sit around thinking about how I feel anymore.
I do think happiness is based a lot around just being too distracted to analyze yourself too. I think self-analysis...
Over-analysis is one thing, but my problem is that I'll and I think I don't know if I've said it, but I'll I did Helium in Philly, and that's my favorite club. When I was like in my early 20s going there, that was like such a big deal to go. I loved it. I had a great time. And like now I've like gotten back into stand up, but now I can like sell out and I have my own audience. I can go to Helium in Philly and sell out all the shows, and it's great to be back. And like, and those shows were good, with the exception of like I feel like the late show Sunday I wasn't really hitting, but the rest of it was like fun. And it's like I should be able to be grateful and happy or whatever, and I'm not. And then your head is like, well, is it this? Am I like dissatisfied with this? Like, what is it? And the fact that I can't like pinpoint why I'm not able to enjoy this thing is like indicative of like I really don't have a grasp on what I'm feeling at all. And in the last like 2 years, it's like I've just let just one thing after another kind of pile up in my personal life, and I just fucking like okay, either drugs or work or like I'll like just consume media or something. I've distracted myself too much, and so yes, there's like. Certainly, you can spend too much time like fucking overanalyzing yourself or nasal gazing to the extent that you like exacerbate fucking depression. But I really don't think that's my problem.
Okay, yeah, that's my problem. I'm not busy enough, and I typically seem to when I'm stressed or overworking. At least I'm not like depressive and being like, well, why can't you appreciate things? So maybe I need to get.
And you got to be careful too if you do like creative work or whatever, and you try to because I have friends that clearly they're depressed. Like my friend like came and helped like work on this stuff, and I don't know if he's depressed or not, but like you can tell when somebody's like stressed in their life, and like some people turn to drugs or alcohol, or some people just like bury themselves in work, and that can be like even more nefarious because it's like you can tell yourself like I'm making money, I'm being productive or whatever, and it's like okay, well yeah, but you're like just not addressing your fucking mental health. You're sleeping like 4 days a week. You're causing problems in your interpersonal life because it's like well you can just say it's work. It's a sort of like noble pursuit, but even when like doing creative work, there's another poisonous aspect of it. Is like if I'm like fucking like okay the Adam Friedland show, I'm gonna put everything I can into this. Instead of like thinking about things and go 100%, I can work, and throw everything into it. But the second it's done, like each iteration of it or whatever, and I watch it back, and it's like whatever feeling of escape working on the thing gave me, I'm not seeing it. It's not as funny as I want it to be. It's not like it's just a thing. It's just another thing. Then that like fucking kicks my legs out from under me even way more. Than like if like within where I started, because then it's like oh why it's like this is fake too. I might as well fucking go get fucked up or whatever. But these are the reasons why I do think I need to like I just at this point I just have to like be like talking to somebody kind of regularly.
Well, it sounds like you're a toxic mix of both because my girlfriend is like you. She works too hard and then she's tired and stressed, and the only way to cope with that is by working even harder.
Yeah.
Until she just spins out and crashes.
Yeah, that's I do that. Yeah.
And well, she's a creative too. She does comedy, but that's not her day job. But like what you do is a mix of both because that's what I do. Is stand up's my primary thing, and you can work and work and work on stand up, and it's still not good enough. Like for most jobs and tasks, if you put in the proper work, you have a product that is complete or near complete. With creative work, you can put a year into something and be like, oh, this is complete dog shit. I hate this.
Yeah.
There's no completion.
Well, that's what I mean. And it'll always be that unless you're a shitty comic. It'll always be that. And then, but that's why with any creative work, regardless of what you do, you have to be very careful, like making it like this is going to be the thing that has to make me happy or is a distraction from these negative feelings I have. Because even if you were happy in your personal life, you're never going to be fully satisfied with your work.
No.
So you're operating in a very dangerous place if you're fucking depressed and you're like, okay, I'll just throw myself at my stand-up.
Yeah.
Because the stand-up's never going to be good enough.
Never. It'll never be good.
Yeah. Then you'll, I'll just repeat myself at this point.
And then you go on Instagram and you see people who are way better than you'll ever be with more success and more money, and then you really hate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's it's a terrible cycle. I've never really done therapy.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big softie. I really should, but
yeah, I need to do something. I mean, it's like fucking because at a certain point it's fucking irresponsible. I mean, it's like like I have the resources. I can go do like I don't want to be a fucking like burden to the people in my life or whatever because it's like my head's fucked up.
What do you do to the people in your life?
Nothing. It's just you bum people out.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just call and complain.
Yeah,
even when good things happen, I'll still be like, and I'm really annoyed about this aspect of it. And it takes people I love to be like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
You're bragging, and that's your complaint.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, no, it's like you should be able to like. Well, you should. I don't know. Maybe it's like, like, okay, well, you're an adult. Put your fucking problems aside. But if you can't do that, and then it's coming out anyways, then it's like, maybe I should go find some kind of resolution.
Do you wish you had a job that you could just do and not care about? Like, I wish I had a job that could be. I wish I could be an engineer sometimes. Or something.
What I wish is that I could have some kind of consistent appreciation for what I do have, which is like I am grateful for, but often like gratefulness is like sort of this like exercise, and it doesn't like it should come naturally. It's like you shouldn't force yourself to. It should like you shouldn't have to do like a count your blessings sort of thing. I should be over the fucking moon that I'm in the position that I'm in, and it's mostly the fact that I'm like not that makes me feel like, well, what's wrong? Like, what the fuck is wrong that I can't, and that's what I want to figure out, because it's not just simple like, the necessary dissatisfaction you have with your work to make you continue working. It's not that. It's like there's just it's just like there's something else. There's something else that it just makes it like, why are there still days where I'm like, yeah, I should just kill myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, and there's that. The more success I look at success, I'm like, am I less happy the more successful I am? Which is a really alarming thing.
I don't think there's any relationship for me. I mean, it's like I think it's just there's other. You're always going to just be a person. Yeah. And you're going to have
natural cycles of discontentment.
Yeah, sure, but your own personal life and stuff. It's like. I don't think I would be any happier if I had a quote unquote like just job I could go to. I'd probably be way worse.
Yeah. I wonder what that would look like. I got into comedy so young that I don't know how that would feel.
I got into comedy young too, but I mean it didn't work out for a very long fucking time. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, stand up was never the thing for me. I mean, it's like I was like very passionate about it, but either I lack like charisma or whatever. I mean, I could write jokes, but there was just something that didn't. I don't have whatever thing makes you, able to be like just a stand-up. And then I got here and I started doing work writing and stuff, and then eventually, the podcast. And
we worked together on a show you were writing.
Did we?
Comedy Knockout?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were writing for that for a little while.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
I feel like you were making more money off your podcast than off that job.
Oh, yeah. That was actually a very fun job.
Yeah, JP McDade.
Yeah, that job was, it was so low stakes, and I actually contributed almost fucking nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I would just show up and hang out, and then you would prep comics, so then I would go down, like, half the people in the writer's room I don't think were comics, so it's like those of us that were.
It's so weird to write jokes and not do stand-up to me, because like I would not know how to write jokes if I were not on stage testing everything to see if it was funny.
Yeah, it's weird because like I've met several comedians that have this like mindset that like, oh, comics, they're the better writers, and then you get in a writer's room with people that are just those like
machines.
Well, the Ivy League comedy writer guys.
Oh, Lampoon dudes.
Yeah, maybe not necessarily Lampoon, but definitely the Ivy League guys that want to be comedy writers. And they're very normal people, and then you see the work they produce, and you're like, "Oh, this is why you're here." Like they're just they're just better at it. I mean, to the absurdity of like thinking like, "Well, I'm a very good comedy writer, I could be a good stand-up." In the way that's not true. It's often not true that just because somebody's a good stand-up, they know how to go write for a fucking TV show.
I wrote for one show, and I wrote for the roast of Alec Baldwin. I didn't get a single joke on.
Yeah,
I had some I was proud of, but it was a awful process.
And you were a writer, a staff writer on the show, or you wrote for one of the people on?
I wrote for the show, staff writer for the show.
Oh, okay,
1 week of whatever guild work.
Yeah.
We just sat in the room, just typing silently. We didn't work together really. They would just say write jokes all day about whoever, either 16 people, or whatever. Combinatorically, this person joke about this person by this person, this person. They didn't give us much assignments at first, and every day at 10 a.m. we would just read through all of the jokes we had all submitted out loud and see what got a laugh, and it was not a very fun process.
Yeah, when I worked on Moshe's show, and like I was there with I remember they like would assign me. They would have me and then Jess Dweck go write like a monologue, and then I would go like we go off separately, and I would just like write something so it looked like I did something for an hour.
Right.
I'm like
just type words.
I'm like I literally have no idea how I got this job. Like I don't know how to just sit here and write.
Dude, how the
jokes.
Fuck? I can bounce with someone.
Here's the thing: I can sit around and be funny.
Yeah,
I haven't done it in the last hour, but I can do that. But like to sit down and then Jess would come back, who's like the polar opposite, where she's Jess is very talented, extremely fucking good writer. She a
stand up.
I don't know if she does stand up. She just seems like just just off, just completely, like it's like are you enjoying any moment of
just mechanical, militaristic?
Yeah, kind of. But then you'd see her right. I mean, she's just very fucking tight. Like they're just jokes. Like so, we would turn it in, and it would almost be like in like The Simpsons with the fucking like Lisa's friend who's like dad is rich and like she's like really smart, and they're like, okay, Michelle, time to play the anagram game. The fucking the Alec Guinness joke.
Genuine class.
And then
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, I mean, that's how
Iron.
it felt. She's turning in genuine class, and I'm struggling to relay a Simpsons joke that I've seen a billion times.
Yeah. Yeah, writing jokes just for the sake of writing jokes is like the most miserable. You just you instantly start hating yourself. You're like, let's just try to think of something funny, and this voice in your head is just like, you suck.
Yeah,
the world's not fun.
You got a hard out at 9, so I want to thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you.
Apologize to the fans of the show that had to sit through just my meandering talk about mental problems in West Virginia, but. Matthew Broussard, you saved the show. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks
tonight.
for $500.
You got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Texas, San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas in October. Tickets at Broussard.live.
Very good. I will be at Indianapolis this Friday and Saturday at Helium Indy. Buy those tickets. Next week, I'm at Zany's, Nashville. And then I think after that, the Improv in Houston. And as always, if you want to check it out, Adam worked very hard on it. He went above and beyond and produced a very special episode of the Adam Friedland Show that you can check out that he did this weekend on patreon.com/TAFS for the Adam Friedland Show. It's patreon.com/TAFS. Thank you guys. Good night.